So, what is it you want me to do?
Simple. Conduct your warp flight tomorrow morning, just as you planned.
Why tomorrow morning?
Because at 11 o'clock, an alien ship will begin passing through this solar system.
Alien, you mean extraterrestrials? More bad guys?
Good guys. They're on a survey mission. They have no interest in Earth. Too primitive.
Oh.
Doctor, tomorrow morning when they detect the warp signature from your ship and realize that humans have discovered how to travel faster than light, they decide to alter their course. And they make first contact with Earth, right here.
Here?
Actually, over there.
It is one of the pivotal moments in human history, Doctor. You get to make first contact with an alien race. And after you do, everything begins to change.
Your theories on warp drive allow fleets of starships to be built, and mankind to start exploring the galaxy.
It unites humanity in a way that no one ever thought possible when they realize they're not alone in the universe. Poverty, disease, war, they'll all be gone within the next 50 years.
But unless you make that warp flight tomorrow morning, before 11:15, none of it will happen.
And you people, you're all astronauts on some kind of Star Trek.
Welcome to Deep Space Pride, a gay Star Trek podcast. I am Johnson Lee, and with me is my co-host, Mike Thurlow. Mike, how are you? I was trying to think whether or not I should say your last name. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. But then it came out awkward because there was a pause. But
because
the moment has passed.
You
the
didn't
moment
go
has
for
passed.
it. You paused. You decided too late to go for it.
There was like not enough conviction. Like I need like 2 seconds more of conviction earlier.
Yeah.
But then it was over.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey Mike, how's it going?
It's going all right. How are you doing?
I'm good. Where are you right now? What's going on with your life? What is your status?
What is my status? My status is exhausted. My location is I am up in Massachusetts with my niece and nephews and two dogs.
You're in Boston, right?
I am south in Boston, yes.
Suburbs of Boston.
Southern suburbs of Boston. And yes, I am currently kid sitting / dog sitting / house sitting for my sister's 4 kids and 2 dogs. So
where did your sister go?
My sister is vacationing in Aruba. So,
hey.
I know. Apparently their trip has been canceled or postponed 4 times. And
oh, wow.
So this time around, they didn't want to cancel it. My mom had to cancel last minute because she had to quarantine along with my dad and nephew because my nephew was exposed at a party that he went to with his dad. This all sounds very convoluted and complicated, but
so basically your mom couldn't make it last minute. And then
yes, my mom canceled and my sister texted me and said, Mom just canceled. And then she explained what was going on. And I said, well, as long as I can get my vaccine shot, and if you don't mind me being potentially super sick the next day from a reaction to the vaccine, then sure. So
I'm sure she was kind of just like, whatever, I just need a warm body here.
Yeah. I mean, the kids are pretty self-sufficient for the most part, except getting to and from school. And so they're in school full time. They just started this week, full-time school again. So, and my sister did not pay for the school bus this year, so they need rides to and from school. So I have been doing that.
You have to pay for the school bus?
You do, yes.
What? Is this a thing?
I don't know. I don't know how it works, but
it's a free service.
No. Nope.
Oh. Huh.
So
I
yeah.
never took the school bus, so I have no idea.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I took the school bus for most of my K through 11 experience of
Were you picked on?
education. Yes, we've talked about that. Of course, I was
No,
bullied back then.
on the school bus.
Oh yeah, I've definitely been picked on the school bus before. Yes.
Yeah, I know you were definitely picked on, like in your neighborhood, at school. Yes, I recall.
Yeah.
But I especially want to know whether or not it happened on the school bus.
Yes, there was definitely some bullying on the school bus. Yes.
Okay.
So,
I never took a school bus, so I don't know what the culture's like. All I know is from TV, and occasionally they show how kids are bullied on the school bus on TV. So that's my only representation of what that's like.
that happens. That is not an inaccurate
True to
representation. Life. It is true to life. But so I'm ferrying kids to and from school and to and from practices with some help, thankfully. This has not been the smoothest experience. The first was that my brother-in-law's car suddenly died, fortunately after we got back from school, but died before I could take my niece to soccer practice. So had
Uber?
to call in a
Uber.
No, I'm not gonna put a kid into an Uber by herself. Really? Yeah, no. So a friend of my sister's had reached out through Facebook and said, "Hey, if you need anything, let me know." I told Marianne that I'd help out, and so I called her up in a panic.
I'm sure she was like, "Damn it, I shouldn't have offered."
She was great. She was over here in nice. 5 to 10 minutes and took my niece to and from practice, and then her husband came over and jump started the car. So we have no idea why the battery decided to go dead.
I don't drive, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, so there's a lot you don't know.
I can't advise you on the school bus experience or how to drive.
Yes, you can't ride a bike either.
Nope.
You have a long list of things you have not done and cannot do.
I am perfectly content with my life experiences up to this point. Perfectly content. You know what? I still think that they should invent a kennel for children. I think it can make bank. I was just like, put the kids in there. Put the kids there. Go to Aruba. See you later.
It's called boarding school.
Or as one of my friends did say, an orphanage. But,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. No, so. I'm happy to be here. The other thing that happened was that last night, one of the dogs, she's a puppy, but she's a Great Dane.
A Great Dane puppy.
Yeah.
Are those puppies? It's like a mini horse.
Yeah, she is a mini horse. She woke me up at 3 a.m. and at 5:30 this morning. So
God.
And then would go outside, and then not come in. So it was just, tonight before recording, I blocked the stairs with some kitchen chairs, so there will be no disturbing my sleep tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I can rest and be ready for Friday. I can't believe it's Friday, actually. I mean, I don't know.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Oh, did I say today? Yes, I can't believe today is Thursday, but tomorrow is Friday.
And then you're out there till next week, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna come back to New York on Monday, probably.
Okay.
So yeah, but it's fun to be here. I get to go to some soccer games on Saturday.
Like suburbs? What is there for you?
Soccer games. My niece has a soccer game Saturday morning, and my nephew has one Saturday afternoon. And then
I don't play or watch sports.
Yes, another thing you can't do.
I can't do or enjoy.
And then my oldest nephew has a lacrosse game on Sunday. So
wow, so active.
They are pretty active. So yeah, but tomorrow night is going to be, we're going to make tacos and watch Godzilla versus King Kong, or King Kong.
Oh my gosh, it was like, all right, I watched it. It was fine. It was serviceable.
Okay,
it was fine. I think they'll like it. I think the kids will like it. There's like things happen, things blow up.
Yeah.
They make a mess of a couple of cities.
Nice. Yeah.
So,
they'll love it.
That's pretty much the extent. And then there's like And the reviews were like, oh, there's like annoying human drama. And I was like, is there? And I watched it. I was like, yeah, this is great. The humans are kind of just annoying. like, it's like, whatever.
Yeah, so they're excited, but they're excited to watch it. So and
it's free.
Yeah. So so we're gonna do that, make tacos, and they can stay up late tomorrow, and so we'll have a good weekend. Yeah, no school trips, just some sports, and I don't know, we'll probably figure out something else to do with them.
Well, I'm sure there's things to do. I mean, things are opening back up, so I'm sure there's stuff.
They are, yeah. Yep. So yeah, and going back to what I shared earlier, I did get my second vaccine shot before I drove up here, and my reaction, I got the Pfizer vaccine, and it was a mild, very nice mild reaction. So just a little sore arm, kind of limp, and went up to my shoulder, and then I was a little more tired than normal, although it's hard to determine that when you're taking care of kids and whatnot. And I was a little warmer.
My Pfizer vaccine on Saturday.
There you go.
Do I need it? TBD.
TBD. Yes, I don't know that you need it, but you
I just
want it.
I just want it.
You want it. And then you're gonna regret it if you have a super strong reaction to it.
I probably will, but it's fine. I just want my shot.
More coffin emojis, and maybe we'll even graduate to tombstone emojis.
Yeah, we'll see how I react. I'm sure I'm gonna have a reaction. Like my immune system will be like, oh no, not this again, and then it'll be over. So
yeah, your body is gonna be like, what the F?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So well, that's good. Yeah, more and more people. The numbers are encouraging. Over half of Americans are vaccinated or have at least one shot, I think it is. So
I don't know the statistics. I believe you.
So
anyway, well, we're not here just to talk about your life. We are here to talk about Star Trek. So here we are.
Well, I have more of a life to talk about than Star Trek this week, so you can do a lot of that.
Yeah, there's like so many things, so many life updates. But yeah, Mike, what have you been Star Trekking, if anything?
It's been pretty slim. I think the last thing I was watching, I did watch a bunch of DS9 for our last episode. And I think I may
have watched Generations.
I may have watched Generations, but I am not sure, which just goes to show how crazy the last couple of weeks have been. I know I've been, well, I did have First Contact Day off mostly. So
you were like, I need to do some work. And then 40 minutes later, and you were just talking about First Contact Day announcements. I was like, have you done any work?
But fortunately, like when I got around to the work, it was pretty easy and quick. And so, but yeah, so I enjoyed most of First Contact Day. So I guess that was doing some Star Trekking. I did do that.
That is Star Trekking. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was really happy that I was able to kind of enjoy it. I did have to stop because I did have to work actually on a Zoom call. So I had to end it at the Prodigy stuff. So I did not get to watch the Prodigy stuff live. So you'll have to fill in some. I
didn't watch any of the panels. I just basically watched the trailers and some things that came out of it. Yeah. I've told you before, I can't stand these panels. They're just like bantering, blah, blah, blah.
You know what? I thought, I agree. It's a lot of times it feels like it's kind of reviewing stuff you already know, or like the same old stories. But this time around, it was really interesting. I really thought they did it. They're getting better with these things, I think. And I think this, and I think that having a lot of announcements sprinkled in helped. But also the stories were, there were a few repeats, like the Women in Trek panel had, I'd heard some of the stories about, how, what people's first encounters with Star Trek were like and things like that. Okay. But the First Contact panel, completely new. Like stuff I did not know. I mean, maybe it's on the extras of the First Contact DVD, but I've never
Like
stuff
what?
that I heard.
Give us the factoid.
Brett Spiner is afraid of heights.
Oh, okay.
And did the scene where he jumps down in the missile tube from one platform to the other and gets shot. They were going to do it in several stages, like do a small jump, then a little bit longer jump, and then a really big jump. And he basically said, nope, if we're going to do this, we're going to have to do the big one, because otherwise I'm never going to do it. So so that was one thing that kind of stuck out. Yeah, it's just a lot of, Alex Krieg, right? That's
Alice Krieg.
Yeah, she auditioned for the role, thought she did horribly, and actually had her agent, or maybe even called them. She probably had her agent call them and say she wanted to do it over again.
Oh, wow.
Because she felt she did so badly. They didn't get back to her for like several weeks, and she thought, all actors kind of have to live in this state of, right, there's my audition, and forget it, do it and forget it. And she got a call back 3 weeks later. She never heard back from the agent never heard back she wants to do it again. She thought it was really bad, and they were sharing on the other side that they thought that she did really well and really fit the part, but they weren't doing callbacks for a couple of weeks, and so when they called her back. But
she's great.
Yeah, she's fantastic, and you kind of learn about how she did some of the scenes where her body was being joined with the cybernetics and things like that. So it was really, honestly, that was really fun to watch. That was probably the best of the panels that I saw. I mean, the visual effects and the costume designers were interesting, not that exciting, but the Women in Trek one, I'm a fan of Sonequa and Michelle. But I heard a lot of those stories I had heard before in other panels. So that wasn't quite as exciting. And then, we got some trailers, which we're going to talk about, and, a bunch of other stuff. So, so that's, actually I Star Trek First Contact Day.
You Star Trek plenty of things.
Yeah. So, and it definitely made me want to go watch First Contact again. It really is outstanding.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
And I think if Alfre Woodward had been available, she would have been part of the panel as well. So they had some really nice things to say about her, working with her. And one of my favorite scenes that they did talk a little bit about was when she does the whole Moby Dick thing. Gotta go hunt his whale. Right. Which I think is a really powerful scene. Especially when she's like telling the crew, like, you're putting up with this shit, and they're like, he's the captain, and she's like, F that, and burst into the ready room. So I definitely want to watch First Contact again soon. It is a great movie, but for some reason maybe I'm delusional, maybe I'm just overtired, but I really think I did watch Generations at some point, but I don't know.
Completely different movie.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But anyway.
So, yeah, you Star Trek plenty.
I did, I guess so. What about you? What have you been Star Trekking? You're going back to our old stomping grounds, if I recall.
So I've been watching a lot of TNG, and I've just been jumping around. See, anything from season 3 to season 7 has been fair game. I'm just not the biggest fan of seasons 1 and 2, so I haven't really gone back. There are some episodes I can go back to, but
are you jumping around from like season to season and then going back, or are you going?
I'm literally jumping around. I'm like literally like just picking an episode. I'll scroll through the Netflix like episode list, and I will just pick an episode to watch. Earlier, I didn't finish the episode, but I was watching Ensign Row.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a season 5 episode. Yesterday, I watched Birthright, which I believe was season 6. So this problem is like now because I'm jumping around, I don't recall.
You don't remember where they are, yeah.
And they're all like just episodic. So it's also like watching a season 6 episode and going back to a season 3 episode. It really doesn't matter. It really literally doesn't matter. But yeah, Birthright. I was like, this is bad. It was a 2-parter where basically they go to Deep Space Nine. I was telling you about this, but it doesn't sound like you remembered. But it was one episode where they go to Deep Space Nine. Dr. Julian Bashir makes an appearance. It's the only DS9 character that shows up. And in the first half, I think they try to like play into the title a little bit. So there's a Worf story and there's a Data story. For Worf, it's about his father, who he thought was killed at Kittimer, at the Kittimer massacre when the Romulans attacked at some point. And he hears from someone at DS9 that his father's alive, not dead, and he's being held prisoner at this like Romulan like penal colony or whatever camp. Meanwhile, Data, an experiment with Dr. Bashir goes awry, and Data is kind of like electrocuted, and his dream program is activated, and he finds out that Dr. Stone left him a dream program that it was supposed to naturally activate once Data kind of reached some sort of like cognitive state, but because of the accident, it just self-activated. And I guess Birthright. So you have Data kind of discovering his dream program, Worf discovering his father may be alive. It turns out his father's not alive. He goes to this camp, this Romulan camp, and then part 2, there's no Data. It's really just all the Worf story, and it's not good. It's just about Worf at this camp. Nothing really happens. Like basically, he discovers that there's these survivors from Kittimer
that kind of merged with the Romulans,
right? And they're living in peace with the Romulans,
right?
But the Klingons are there. The survivors of Kittimer are there kind of reluctantly because they can't reintegrate into Klingon society because it's shameful that they were captured as prisoners and
not killed,
right? And it's dishonorable. So blah blah blah. But their children know nothing about Klingon culture because they were just raised without that context, that cultural context. And they discover their birthright. And they discover what it means to be Klingon. Whoops, I forgot to turn off my notifications. That's unfortunate. So it's just like, fine. It's all fine. So anyway, that was like, I was like, why is this a 2-parter? I don't understand. So anyway, so that was yesterday. But overall, I have been really enjoying my trek into TNG. I even liked Sub Rosa. I rewatched Sub Rosa.
Wow,
which is the much maligned Dr. Crusher episode where she falls in love with a candle. But literally, oh my God, she is like having orgasms like everywhere. She is like literally, it's like she's literally like masturbating. And like there's this one scene where she's like orgasming / masturbating, and Jean-Luc comes in and he's like, Beverly? And I'm like, oh my God, this is so awkward. So she's literally like just writhing on like a chair. It's like so ridiculous. I have to give it to Gates McFadden. She went for it. She's like literally just like orgasming like everywhere. She's like writhing. She's like orgasming so hard that she can barely walk. Like there are these scenes where like she's just like talking to this ghost and she goes for it. She, unbridled enthusiasm. I'm like, all right, you know what? She just give her some sort of award because she went for it.
And if our viewers could see you now, they would see your unbridled enthusiasm as you talked about it.
She really, really just bought in. Like she just did her best. And I was just like, you know what? I commend her for her effort.
Wow.
So you should rewatch Sub Rosa. I actually didn't think it was that bad. I just like, I don't know why people hate it that much. It's a little silly, but it was like, I don't know. This is what Gates Madonna has to work with. We talked about this. You know, TNG did not do their female characters all the favors, so you know they work with what they get. So anyway,
there we go.
So speaking of women in Star Trek, we were supposed to do a Voyager episode, this episode, but someone is too busy with life, not Johnson, but Mike, and has not had a chance to watch
do the homework. I have not done the homework.
Watch the homework that we talked about.
Right.
I did. I did. I'm ready. I even rewatched it, even though I just did my Voyager rewatch last year, and I rewatched these episodes that we talked about, which I will not reveal until we talk next time. So instead, we decided to gather here today to talk about the First Contact Day announcements / trailers, which, you know, again, there was a lot. There was a lot. And really, I was like shocked and clutching my pearls with some of the announcements that came out. And I'm also quite shocked with how soon we're going to get some of these seasons. I was like, goodness, very, very surprised that we're going to get both Lower Decks and Discovery season 4 this year. I did not expect that. So
did you think we were going to have a completely dry year?
We knew Prodigy was going to come out. Lower Decks, I suspected was going to come out because it's animation and that's easier to do remote. And obviously they were filming. We know that they had started filming Discovery season 4, but usually post-production on these shows take a long, long time. So I wasn't ready. I didn't expect Discovery to necessarily come out this year because we literally just had season 3. Season 3 was not that long ago.
No, so, I mean, yeah,
you know, I would expect like over a year because.
Well, I mean, so COVID. I mean, it could come after Lower Decks.
It could be,
fall.
And you know, they also said 2021, so it could be like December. So it's, you know, it's possible.
Could be.
But, I mean, you know, there's so much post production on these shows now because the special effects are so crazy now.
Yeah.
So no. I wasn't expecting it, so I was pleasantly surprised when that was announced. I'm still curious about Strange New Worlds. We haven't heard when that is going to premiere.
We didn't hear anything about Strange New Worlds at all. It other than we knew previously that it pretty much just started. I think Picard started maybe 2 months ago in pre-production and production, and Strange New Worlds maybe a month ago started in production. So
I would have loved to hear something about Strange New Worlds, but you know, but there's still a lot.
Yeah, I think it's still early days for Strange New Worlds. I imagine. So the Picard trailer or teaser, it's not even a trailer, it's a teaser.
It was all kind of teasers.
Yeah. But it definitely said 2022.
Yes.
So we're not going to get Picard for another year.
Yeah.
Well, probably 9 months. And let's hope it does
I also wouldn't be surprised if they took like more precautions with Patrick Stewart because
they definitely are. I definitely think they are. You know, he is vaccinated though, so you know he did share that on social media that he did get vaccinated. So yeah, I mean, and going back to Discovery, so Discovery started filming in November. We heard briefly from Sonequa and Doug Jones because Doug Jones shaves his head for Discovery filming. But we literally heard nothing else from anybody, from any of the supporting cast, the bridge crew, nothing. So I mean, it appears that they really nailed down, well, one, and here's how I know, they're definitely done because, well, I say definitely, but Blue and Ian are both back in their respective home areas. So Ian Alexander is back in LA now.
Okay, you follow the cast closer than I do. I don't follow their lives.
I do. Emily Coots didn't really share too much about it. So, you know, neither did any of the other bridge crew really. But yeah, it sounds like they got up there, they did their job, they got it done.
Yeah.
And it's in post-production. And, you know, I think just like in all things, and certainly in the world that we're living in right now, I think they learned a lot in season 3 and how to do this switch over. I mean, when you think about it, if a year ago when we were first moving to working from home, how much of a transition that was and how
Right.
hard that was. And, you know, you had people with different abilities and, you know, comfort levels with Zoom and other platforms. And so it took a while for people to really get used to it. And that's what I kind of feel happened with season 3. They were kind of midway through. They had to switch to, they didn't know how to do it. They had to figure it out. And now they've got it figured out.
Right.
And I think that this is going to be much more smooth. So you know, I'm going to jump out on a limb and say that we know that Lower Decks starts August 12th, which is pretty much almost a year to date that their first season premiered.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining that we might have 23 weeks of Star Trek, maybe even longer if they are able to get Picard done and have that jump right off of Discovery at the beginning of 2022.
That'd be cool.
I mean, that is ultimately their goal. And it seems like they've, you know,
throw all Star Trek all the time,
you know, once a week, having a new Star Trek, which I think is getting closer and closer to being more doable.
I mean, especially if there's this many series that are happening concurrently.
Yeah. Well, so it seems like they can do 2 series in production at the same time. So, you know, because Picard pre-production started while Discovery was in production. I think Discovery started when Lower Decks was probably in production or even starting post-production. So I think they're really working out a great schedule that works. And obviously it makes sense for Strange New Worlds to redecorate some of the sets from Discovery to continue to use those for the Enterprise and whatnot. So and finally Paramount gets on the bandwagon that, you know, Lucasfilm has been on for a while. And they got this 270-degree LCD or screen that creates an immersive environment, which made The Mandalorian possible for 2 seasons. So
amazing.
Paramount is just, you know, obviously I love Star Trek and I'm not trying to badmouth Paramount too much, but I do think that they're a little bit slow. That their history is so deep in traditional ways of making film and television that it, you know, this idea that they could create something like the Barn, I think it's called the Barn at Lucasfilm, that it took so long to do do is
Paramount's like
weird.
one of, like, you know, the big 5 or whatever, the big studios.
Yeah, it's got billions of dollars. You know, I don't understand why it took so long.
But at the same time, I don't think Paramount is like the most. They're not as
cutting edge.
They're not as innovative as some of those studios.
Yeah.
You know, despite their size. So.
Yeah.
But hey, they're apparently throwing money at Star Trek, so it's fine.
Yeah. So I think that they're going to get this schedule down, and we are going to see perhaps 2022 will have close to 52 weeks of Star Trek. Maybe
that would be crazy, but I would welcome it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's fun to talk about old Trek once in a while, but you know, or, you know,
well, after I exhaust these CNG episodes, I'm going to be like, what now? Because I did the GSN rewatch, Voyager rewatch, Enterprise rewatch, and now a TNG rewatch. So I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, I've rewatched.
You still have to go back. You still have to struggle through the original series. Look at you, hold your head. You're doing a almost a Picard face palm right now.
I really don't want to, but
yeah. And there's the animated series too.
I guess I actually haven't seen it, so I guess I can't really judge it. But I feel that it's potentially cringeworthy. So
I mean, it's 70s cartoon.
I understand.
It's you know.
Yeah.
So we got the Discovery trailer, Sonequa, and the Women in Trek panel that I mentioned earlier. Although the stories were very similar to ones that were already told, we did get a surprise at the end, which was a Discovery season 4 trailer.
Yeah, and it actually was more footage than I expected. There was there was some storyline.
Yeah,
we saw some new uniforms.
Yeah,
so I am interested to hear what your reaction was to this trailer.
So it's funny you said there was a lot of footage, and I just watched it before we started recording today.
It was more footage than I expected because I expected
Oh.
something like
The
especially
teaser
a
trailer. Yeah.
you know,
This was a
some
full-on
like
trailer.
animations,
Yep.
like you know,
Yeah.
maybe see a glimpse of something. That's usually how teasers go. So I got more than I expected. But anyway,
I
continue.
wasn't expecting. Well, one, you know, I think I said it before. Paramount did a great job with this First Contact Day. I mean, it was filled with lots of goodies.
Yeah, I thought it was so interesting they made it such a big deal, and at least they had the content to back it up because it was just like dumb panels and whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. There is a lot of footage. Having just watched it and you saying that, putting it together in my mind, I'm thinking that what we saw was probably footage from just the first 2, maybe 3 episodes.
Sure.
A lot of damaged Discovery shots, and
like fire, rubble being thrown.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You know, so we did see our favorite Vulcan leader.
Yes, I was very pleased that she is in the season.
Yeah.
Hopefully she has a bigger role.
We did see, so if you catch it, I'm pretty sure you could see Saru at the number 1 station on the bridge at one point.
I remember seeing Saru, but I'll be honest, I only watched the trailer once.
I've watched it several times. So I'm pretty sure if you look in the background, it's definitely blurred out, but you can sort of make out that it's probably Saru at the number 1 spot at some point.
Okay.
And also the hands at the end are definitely both wearing command red, and she says together in her voiceover. And I'm pretty sure that she's holding Saru's hands probably, but we do see Saru in a Kelpian uniform of some sort, almost like he's president or leader of his planet. So something along that lines. So that was cool, but I'm liking the new uniforms. They are sharp.
It's like they heard us when we were like, they're so gray. Then they went in like the opposite direction and inversed because they're literally they're almost the same uniforms, except instead because it used to be gray and then a band of color.
Yeah,
and they literally inversed it.
They did
and made the rest of it color, and then made the band gray. Yeah, and I'm like, all right, it's fine. Like it's like
so. Gership Phillips did talk a little bit about she did talk a little bit about this, and she said that when they first did the new uniforms, they worked great in the Starfleet Command area where it was a lot of white and bright spaces, but when they got to the bridge of Discovery, the color palette got
lost a little bit.
So they decided to go and do something like this to
create
some contrast. It is
better
definitely
because it pops a little bit more, especially given the Discovery bridge aesthetic. And I totally agree.
So I mean,
it's very colorful. It's like a lot of color.
There is, but it is great to see Burnham in red. I really do enjoy that. You see Owo and Detmer. You did not see. So here's again the question that we have is who's going to be the first officer, and at what point? Who is it going to be at what point? Obviously, I just said we saw Saru probably in the background. We only see Tilly in kind of this battle uniform or whatever that she's sort of wearing, like a way mission uniform. Not a lot of Tilly in this trailer,
not too much,
which I'm kind of bummed about. And what else? Stamets explaining about this natural phenomenon that can hit anywhere, and that it's 5 light years across, so it's huge.
I thought that was interesting. I mean, this aligns with what Alex Kurtzman teased about this season, which was the big bad is not necessarily a person or a villain, but it's going back to this idea of a scientific mystery of some sort, which I thought was interesting. We'll see where that goes. I do have to say, going back to these TNG episodes and the episodic nature of these episodes. Some of my favorites are actually the ones where there is some sort of discovery or there is some sort of mystery to be unraveled. Obviously, all contained within a 42-minute episode. But, I actually really like those kind of narrative plot lines personally. So we'll see. I mean, once it's kind of dragged out to like 13 episodes, it's like, I hope the payoff is there. That's my only, because at some point it's like, oh my God, we've talked about this before. It becomes like no big mystery box. And it's like, oh my God, they're going to have to chase after clues. Cause season 3 there was a bit of that too. The burn, what's the burn? Quest. What caused the burn?
Yeah.
It's like, and then it's a fetch quest, gotta, go to this planet and get this clue and go to this other planet. Oh, breadcrumbs everywhere,
Yeah.
So I hope it doesn't turn, and that's the thing. I hope it doesn't turn too much into that. It probably will. But
it is the more serialized of the shows from that are out now for sure. Yeah. But I agree. I do agree. I'm hoping it's not like this big drawn out thing. I hope there's some more episodic nature to things. I do think that we saw the Vulcan leader trying to do a mind meld.
Yes, there was some sort of melding.
And it looked like it could have been on Vulcan. So there's a possibility that we might go to Vulcan.
That'd be cool. I want to see Vulcan. I want to see the inside of other ships. That was on our wish list for season 4.
That would be great to see some other bridges.
I only watched the trailer once because I'm a bad fan. But was Booker in a uniform?
No, he was still in the same black outfit as he was at the end of last season. I saw a glimpse of him in
a uniform, but it could have been someone else.
I don't think so, but it looked like just the black uniform that he was wearing at the end of season 3 on the bridge. So, Blue is now part of the crew full time. I hope that even though we have this big scientific mystery, I hope that we still get some really solid character moments from more of the bridge crew.
Yes, please, more than just Michael Burnham gasping and clutching pearls.
Yes,
and there's a lot of I sent you over Instagram. There was like this photo from like Trek Core where she's just gasping. I'm like, she does gasp a lot. Like it's always like a very, very dramatic moment. There's a lot of gasping. Michael Burnham's everything's gasp. It's like, oh my God, that's like the main reaction. It's like, what? Vulcan changed our name? What? Excuse me? What? You didn't find this out a year ago? I don't understand. Like everything's like, oh my God. It's like, okay, all right, woman, calm down. You're the captain of the fucking ship. Calm down. Keep your cool. I'm not saying like be like Janeway cool, because Janeway has her own kind of cool. And we talk about that next episode. Yeah. But just be like, all right, let's deal with this. Don't be like, my God. Exclaim. Keep the exclamations.
Well, clearly there's some gasp-worthy moment, and probably it's when that wave hits the Discovery. You get to see this incredible, I'm just thinking from a logistical standpoint of how they got the crew to like,
they like went
fly up at once. That alone was amazing to see.
I'm sure there are wires involved.
Oh yeah, definitely lots of wires, but to do it all at once is pretty incredible. But the one thing that Discovery does really well is they have an incredible stunt crew.
No, yeah, you have to. Despite my complaints about Discovery, they have a great CG crew and they have a great stunt coordinator.
Yeah, just top of the line.
Choreography, the fight choreography, everything.
One thing we did not see. We do see one new character. It looks like it possibly like a non-Federation member, non-Federation planet leader of some sort. She's talking with the Vulcan leader.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know that.
Navarre leader. Sorry, old habits. But yeah, I think there's a lot to be excited about. I am shocked and impressed that we got to see a trailer at the beginning of April in
I know.
2022
Shocked.
for season 4, but
Did you clutch your pearls like Michael Burnham?
I did not.
Okay.
I got excited when I saw the new uniforms. I got excited when I saw the bridge crew. You know,
I was
love
just excited that we got to see footage. So
yeah. I mean, honestly, Owo and Detmer look great in yellow. Paul, you know what? It's almost like the Navy uniforms, the blue uniforms for science, and it are a little too dark. But maybe it was just the setting. But he, so
well,
it's a
the
little,
red and yellow especially is super bright.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I was shocked. First of all, yes, I was shocked, but it wasn't the first time I was shocked, right? Because we got to let's go back. So, and do we have anything else to share about Discovery right now?
I mean, if I watch a trailer again, I feel like I can pull something out, but I think we can move on because we have 3 more trailers. We have 3 more announcements to talk about.
Right. So the day started with Will Wheaton interviewing Patrick Stewart. And
right, I didn't watch a panel, so you can tell the story.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm doing this from memory. I have not watched it since really, or rewatched it. But he's talking about Picard season 2, some new situations, mentions time. So there's definitely some time, and he's also mentioning something that we've never seen before on Next Generation in all 7 seasons and 4 movies. So
wow.
So some piece or part of, I don't know, it's who knows, but he said that there's something you've never seen on TNG and the movies that you're gonna see in this. So there's that. There's also there's gonna be some more reference. Yeah, they're gonna reference Picard's kind of Locutus transformation, like the trauma of that coming back again as being part of it. So I get the real sense that they were going to
that, all right.
Yeah. And then there's so he's got a teaser, and so they bring up a teaser, and it's all like footage, and in a moment you can share what you sent me a picture of, but this trailer is just a voiceover of Picard and different scenes of the vineyard and whatnot, artifacts and whatnot, and then the end focuses on a poker table and a bunch of queens, and then it dissolves
one queen card.
Was there just one queen card?
Yes, that trailer I watched like 3 times.
Oh, okay. So it dissolves and the queue is left there, and then they bring on Patrick. They bring in John Delancey, and have a great little conversation about it, about him coming back. And it's when you think about it, Next Generation started with Q, ended with Q.
Yes,
we never saw Q in the movies.
No.
And it just makes sense to bring Q back for Picard at this point. I mean, especially if we're going to bring back, hopefully Whoopi is on tap to come back and be.
Yeah, she said she would do it. So
she said she would do it, right? So, so I think it's great, and the way that he teed up, like, left a lot of wondering. Like he said, Q shows up at this pivotal, I don't know, like critical moment, and there's some reverberations throughout the rest of the episode in regards to that. So no idea what that means, but definitely intriguing enough. I almost think it would have been, I mean, it's a great teaser, and I think that they really did want to do up First Contact Day and kick it off with a bang. But I almost, well, you know what? Unfortunately, one thing that Picard does is it reveals the guest stars on the opening credits anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So it would have ruined the scene unless it was.
Yeah, they need to like fix that. I don't.
Yeah, they need to keep those things,
under wraps.
a little bit. Because you know what, we didn't really expect Riker to come back in the finale of Picard.
Right.
But you knew that from the top of the show.
Yeah, put it at the end credits. Why at the beginning?
Yeah, let's do some special guest stars at the end and end with that. So I feel like they could have drawn it out, but I think they really wanted to pick some things that would really get the fans excited about what's coming. And obviously,
they wanted publicity.
they did. Yeah. So I mean, kudos to them if we can get more of this going forward. I think that's important and great. I think you need to do that. So they need to kind of build up some momentum, especially if we're going to get into 52 weeks of new Trek at some point. So we get the Q announcement. We got a very basic teaser trailer, but you picked out something in there.
So I was very excited about this trailer because I mean the Q thing. I mean, I talked to you about this.
Yeah.
I was like, John Delancey has aged. I think he's aged. And he's been doing like My Little Pony for the last 10 years. I don't know what he's been doing in his life. But I'm excited for Q to come back. I'm very interested to see, because Q is fine in spurts, right? Like, so we get him maybe once a season, once a season, once every season and a half. Because when you're dealing with like this omnipotent character, it's like, it's hard to kind of do like a lot of character development with a character like that. So, which is why in Voyager, they kind of like really changed it up in terms of, the whole Q Continuum War, Civil War, things like that. They really tried to change it up. Because otherwise, if you're dealing with an omniscient character, it's kind of like just static, right? So I'm interested to see how they deal with that and if he's going to kind of just set things in motion and, check out, or if he's going to be like consistently kind of like popping up or what are they going to do? So
I don't foresee them doing like him sticking around. I think it's going to be like the pop-up piece of this.
Or maybe he sets things in motion or something and then,
Well, and the quote that the trailer, the teaser ends on is the trial was never over.
Right.
So, that's always something interesting. So, maybe it could set the whole season in motion and then wrap up, very similar to like TNG, or it could be just a, one and done episode, which I think would be okay as well.
Yeah.
Or a two-parter.
And the thing about Q is I really hope they don't screw up the character. Like, I feel that All Good Things was just such a perfect finale. It's, in my opinion, the best Star Trek finale that we've gotten, series finale that we've gotten. DS9, it's a little bit weird because you had a 10-part finale, basically, so it's a little bit different. I obviously enjoyed that last arc in DS9, but for a 2-hour finale, I thought TNG was perfect. It just wrapped things up so well, and Q's level of involvement was perfect, and the way that they just brought it full circle was so good. So I'm kind of just like, and yes, we got Q in Voyager, but he kind of played a different role there. So I just want to, because that I had kind of a lukewarm reaction. I liked Picard season 1, but I thought they had some issues. I just don't want them to do a disservice to the character, because I thought they did. I don't think that they did a great job with Hugh. And that was the character. It was, to me, that was a disappointment. Like, they brought him back. They didn't really give us much about what he's done, and then he died. I was like, what the fuck? Like, there were things like that. I really, really, really hope they don't do that with Q and do a disservice to the character. And given just the level of how he's weaved so much into the mythology of TNG. So that's where I'm like, okay, great. Nostalgia, fantastic. Get us fans excited, but please don't edge us for 10 seasons. I mean, 10 episodes, and then end up, giving.
I don't think, I think that this is a 1 to 2 episode arc at most. I don't think that Patrick Stewart is very involved in this season's storyline. He said, he's very, he's co-executive producer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting the impression that he's helping direct this, and maybe more so than the first season.
He was pretty involved in season 1 too.
Yeah, I mean, he for sure he was, but I think seeing the success of season 1, I think that we're gonna see he's now vested. You know what I'm saying?
Part of me also hopes, because there was criticism for season 1. I'm not the only one. Like, there were definitely a lot of folks that thought that there were things in season 1 that they didn't, like, for example, the Borg thing, right? Like, that was another example, because I do think that Patrick Stewart is kind of triggered by too much Borg stuff. So I feel that's part of the reason why we kind of got the Borg, but not really. It was like, it was brought to the edge, but just kidding, because we don't want to go down that path too much, because there's, the Borg at this point have been overused. So I do think that there are things like that where they want to do things and really get the nostalgia going, but then they don't want to just go for it. I'm kind of just like, just go for it. If you're going to like bring Q back, just go for it. Don't restrain yourself. And you can, because the thing with Q is that you can do so much. You can like literally rewrite history. So if you're going to do a time travel thing, if you're going to like tease a Stargazer, if you're going to tease Deep Space Nine, right? Because we got this like random, that was the thing I sent you, this random artifact from DS9, the Reckoning episode, which Ben Sisko broke and released the power race, like one of the power race. I'm trying to remember the name of the power race. It's like, was that called something Emojon or something? I don't remember.
Oh, Costamoja.
Costamojon and one of the prophets.
Yeah.
Like, are we gonna? And I'm that also piqued my curiosity too, because in some of the novels, the Q and like the prophets have history. Yeah. I'm really interested to see if they like try to weave that in somehow. I would go crazy if they brought like anything from DS9 into the storyline. So I'm just kind of like, all right, like they can do so much, and they can like, there's so much fandom that they can tap into. I just don't want them to restrain themselves too much because of whatever. I don't know,
Well, I think that, so the one thing that Patrick Stewart has said from the beginning is that he doesn't want to do the same thing that they did in Next Generation. So so everything that comes back has to have a different take on it, or a different approach, or a different reason than doing it like Next Generation.
But so don't avoid certain things just for the sake of avoiding either, if that makes sense. Like, because if you're going to the thing is, if you're going to bring back these characters, or you're going to bring in certain plot elements, like there are things that you can revisit in a way that is still unique and innovative, but don't just try to avoid certain developments just for the sake of avoiding it, if it's going to ultimately help the story. I don't know. I have you have a point. I think what I'm hearing is, and I agree with, is that Hugh definitely got the short end of the stick. We didn't get a whole lot of his history, or what brought him to this, and we certainly didn't learn why there's a Borg cube dead in Romulan space that the Romulans are pilfering for materials. So there's a lot of questions from season 1 that we don't have the answers to, and some, like Hugh's history, is really disappointing. So yeah, I mean, I hope that they. Well, we know very little. We know very little.
Yeah, we have a teaser. We're.
Are you dying? Are you gonna make it?
I am gonna make it. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
So
yes.
so we have John Delancey returning to Picard, or coming to Picard. So that was an exciting start. That was really shocking. That was surprising.
That was surprising. I did not expect Q to come back.
That really, and like I said before, that really set the tone for the day. And after that, we move into the comedy panel was interesting.
Was it for Lower Decks?
Yeah, it was based around Lower Decks. Mike McMahon, Jonathan Frakes, who else? Paul F. Tompkins, and one other person who's escaping my mind right now. But
we did get a pretty much full Lower Decks trailer.
Yeah, we did, and it looks just as great as season 1, to be honest.
And of course, it has to end with Boimler screaming. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, you texted me and were in joy about that.
Of course.
Yes.
Out on the Titan.
Yeah, on the Titan. Like, what does that even mean?
I know, it's so funny.
So I didn't watch the Lower Decks trailer as many times as the others, but I got the feeling like I was just ready to rewatch season 1 all over again.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And obviously there are plenty of callbacks and Easter eggs when it comes to the Lower Decks trailer. But I am curious as to how involved Jonathan Frakes is going to be on season 2 of Lower Decks, given that Boimler is on the Titan.
Yeah.
I am very interested to kind of see that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they play that off, because to see how that all ties together, and also who's going to be the new security chief on the Cerritos, and who's gonna be the 4th member of the group with I
know with Boimler gone.
Exactly. So who's going to be the 4th musketeer? It'll be interesting to find out. So I'm excited for that, and that's soon. 4 months away, August 12th.
I guess that's soon.
I don't want to jump ahead to August and have summer be nearly over just so we can have Lower Decks. I really want to enjoy this nice weather. So
nice weather. You can go outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Outdoor dining,
not dying. Please don't die outside.
Outdoor dining.
But outdoor dining has returned.
I would do indoor. We've done indoor dining, so
we have, yes.
It hasn't stopped us.
It has not stopped us, and probably
No, but Lower Decks, I don't have as much to say about Lower Decks because it's kind of more of the same, but in a good way.
Yeah, and they're gonna get a season 3 already.
I know, I saw that too.
That was great. So honestly,
wait, so you're saying the YouTube videos that say Michael Mann was fired is not correct?
Oh yes, I'm definitely saying that is. Oh man, has everyone been fired from Star Trek yet?
I know, everyone's been fired 5 times.
Is it all
Alex
over?
Kurtzman has been basically kicked out of Paramount and he's living on the street.
And did Anson Mount blow up the Enterprise so that we could go back and rebuild sets from the 60s to be exactly like the Enterprise?
So ridiculous.
So I am excited to see Pike though again. Jumping back on that boat for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So we get that, and so we've got Lower Decks, Picard, Discovery, and then
Prodigy,
This
I was like,
based
she's a fucking
CGI
hologram. I was like, I did not even think that would be how they would bring her back.
Oh, I had heard that I had heard that people speculate on that before.
Oh, okay. So, I did not. I think I read less fan theories than you do because I think you read a lot of fan theories. I was like, is it before she was on Voyager? Is she is it maybe when she was younger, before she was a captain or something? But nope, she's a fucking hologram.
She's a command training hologram, I believe, or whatever.
Command training. CTH.
I don't know. This is the one that I have not, other than seeing the mock-ups of her, the new mock,
She has like really long legs. That was like only.
Oh,
thought.
really?
Oh yeah, she has her bun from season 1.
Yep.
That very elaborate bun that I'm like, I don't like the bun. And then yes, she has really. It's like the legs are 2/3 of her height. I'm like, goodness. So. But she's a
other
cartoon.
than that,
it's a cartoon. So.
Yeah, it's a cartoon for kids. For kids, it's for the next generation.
For kids, and she looks younger than she does in real life. Because yes.
Actually, you said that John Delancey looks like he's aged quite a bit. I actually think when I saw Kate Mulgrew about 6 months ago, I thought that she had aged
Kate Mulgrew, but I feel it's unfair for women. Like menopause. You're right, and that honestly, menopause is not that I've experienced menopause, but it does fucking weird things to your body.
Yeah,
like it fucks it up.
Yeah.
And it is. I don't think anyone gets through menopause like unscathed, like in some shape or form. To be totally honest, and I say this in sympathy to our female listeners.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So
but she's very talented, but she's definitely
very talented. Yeah.
So she does not, because rewatching one of the episodes, which I will not reveal because that's for our next episode, one of the Voyager episodes, where we see an older Captain Janeway / different role, different Frank Janeway.
Why don't you just give it up?
She looks great. Like she basically looks exactly the same. Maybe they add like one wrinkle to her face. And she has gray hair.
Yeah.
And she does not look like that right now.
I think she looks a little. I mean, they added more than one wrinkle, but from what I recall,
she looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, we see older other characters, and it's like, my God.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm excited to hear more about it. I did not go back and have a chance to watch it, but
I mean, the only thing that came out of it was she's a hologram, and we got to see her character. I mean, at least from
they're in the Delta Quadrant, I believe.
Are they?
Yes, that's what I heard.
Really?
Yeah, the ship is in the Delta
Quadrant again.
And one of the characters has
for what purpose? All right. Anyway,
I don't know. I have no idea.
But why the Delta Quadrant? Do the Gamma Quadrant or something, or the Beta Quadrant? Why the Delta Quadrant?
I don't know. Well, I'm thinking, so a couple of things. One, if it's her first season look, which it is, remember we did see the caretaker did pull another ship. What was it called?
The Maquis ship?
No.
The Equinox?
The Equinox, thank you. Couldn't think of that off the top of my head. So it did pull the Equinox over. It could the reason behind this, the Star Trek reason, could be that the caretaker brought over another ship, and it was a training ship with her as the command training hologram, whatever.
God.
These kids find this derelict ship because all the crew died in that transit or whatever. Who knows?
I know nothing.
But it's for kids, so it's not going to be it's probably not going to be clearly explained to the level that us Star Trek fans really want.
Satisfaction.
Yeah, to our satisfaction. It will probably be explained during panels by the creator or whatever creators.
I mean, maybe that could make sense in terms of the aliens, because one thing that people did complain about, which I actually also thought of when I first saw the character designs, is like, why are they all like? I'm like, there's not one like alien design that we recognize. They're all new. Like, what is this? So maybe it's like, in a different region of space where we see very different alien designs.
Yeah,
and it's animation, so they can go crazy. But
yeah. I mean, it's gonna. It
definitely looks more kiddish, like obviously the design.
Yeah, it brings up for me the Dragon show. Oh man, why can't I think
How
of
to Train Your Dragon?
Yes, it has that sort of vibe.
Yes. It's like, yeah. It's like
just,
not Pixar. It's like a level below Pixar in terms of the.
but still very good. It's like DreamWorks.
DreamWorks, yes. Very good.
Yeah.
It's like a DreamWorks show.
Yeah, it's a DreamWorks show. So you can imagine the voices already. Just go watch an episode of How to Train Your Dragon. You'll imagine that they're playing alien characters and that they're on a derelict starship. And there you go. You have it. And fun ensues. I don't know. Maybe.
I'm glad
life lessons for the next generation.
I'm just glad I don't have to subscribe to Nickelodeon or something, Nick Jr.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be on Paramount Plus.
Thank God.
Yeah. No.
/ CBS All Access with a Paramount Plus logo on it.
We already made that commentary though, didn't we?
Already through shade.
Yes,
it's fine.
Yes,
I'm over it.
That could have been done overnight and without all of the build up,
the fanfare,
without all of the characters climbing the mountain.
Oh my God!
To see Patrick Stewart up there
Ridiculous.
baking drinks or whatever. I forget what happened, but yes, it was a lot for rebranding.
They're pushing it. They're pushing it hard. So
they were, but they did make up with First Contact Day. And so finally, I think, so we've covered everything. The one thing that I did kind of catch on to as well is that there will be a First Contact Day convention next year.
Yes. Are we going?
In Chicago? Sure, we could go.
Chicago's accessible.
Our network has already put out feelers for that, so we'll see. Chicago's, 2-hour flight. Easy peasy.
Though April... Chicago might still be a little bit cold.
Oh, crap. Yeah, it will be.
Yeah. Because Chicago gets nice during like summertime.
Chicago is nice during the summertime.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
April's still going to be a little bit chilly, but we'll see.
Yeah. So, well, we won't have to venture outside of the hotel except for restaurants maybe, but yeah.
I should put it on our calendars. I'm ready.
Yeah, we should.
I'll put in my PTO days now.
That's funny because we actually have to think about whether we're going to go to one of these conventions in Las Vegas this summer.
Oh,
which
yeah.
was originally
the non-sponsored, non-official CBS sponsored.
Yeah.
Sponsored Viacom, whatever. Viacom, Paramount.
The 55-year journey, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. So we need to investigate more into that too. But so that's exciting.
Is our network going to that?
There's talk about it, yes, but I don't know. I don't know. I think we're all kind of waiting to see the status of the world, really.
I feel August is gonna be all right at the rate we're going.
Yeah,
but who knows?
But
maybe
then
there'll be a new variant. It'll be over.
It could be. Yeah, you never know. Who knows?
Who knows?
I honestly don't know how I'm gonna swing Las Vegas if it falls during like the week, because I'm taking most of my vacation.
You're taking a lot of days off.
I'm taking a lot of days off for
a cross-country road trip.
Yeah. So so we'll have to figure it out. But I know Dennis and potentially Tony are excited about going to Vegas. So maybe they'll come. And frankly, it would be great for both of them to come so that we can just geek out and they can just
they can keep each other company.
They can keep each other company because it's
like it'll be like having Nancy with us. I'm like, all right, we can't like go too far.
Yeah, we can't be too geeky because it'll and then some of the parties in Las Vegas that are people in cosplay.
Oh my God, I'm not sure I need to attend those either. I'm not really into the cosplay scene, but
no, I'm not either. But I'm sure we're gonna see them, and obviously we're gonna see them wherever we go, either Chicago or Las Vegas or both. So
of course,
I mean, the one thing I will say is kudos to people who invest a lot of money and do like sewing their own outfits and things like that. I mean, there's some impressive, and actually it came up in one of the panels. This is a nice tie-in. is that they do look like Gersha and her team do look for people who do cosplay and do it really well. And those are the people that they bring in as interns.
Oh, that's cool.
So, that's how people can get started is, this whole idea of doing cosplay stuff, really high level of cosplay stuff, getting recognized by people like Gersha, who's a phenomenal costume designer, creator. She's on par. She's the modern day William Ware Thiessen. But even I would even compare her to Michael and Mike Okuda and his wife, who I can't think of her name.
Michael Okuda. Oh my god. Well, I mean, like he's different. He's like
I know that they're more visuals, but
yeah.
I think that these days costume is almost the visuals because we don't really get to see. I want to
start a petition to get Michael Okuda. On Discovery. I should start. And I know that. Well, we'll see if LeVar Burton becomes the next host of Jeopardy because there's already a petition for that. Yeah. But I want to start a petition to get Michael Okuda to fix the Discovery turbo lifts. Like that. That would be petition.
Great. Yeah.
Just go to Discovery, set whatever, and
create
the
blueprints for the ship. Please have it make sense.
Something.
Give us a technical manual, please.
Something, please.
This is not Doctor Who.
It's not.
The inside of Discovery is not bigger on the inside.
But like you said, though, I feel that they're like less into the science and they're kind of like into the fantastical.
Yeah.
And like just.
And we just want our technical manuals to pour over. We want to know what decks things are on.
Yes, exactly. I want my tech manual.
Well, I mean, given what we've seen of the condition of the Discovery A, I mean, maybe we get maybe by the end of the season we'll get a Discovery B and it'll be a 32nd century ship that we can just start from scratch with. And then they can have all of their Doctor Who bigger on the inside than the outside stuff because it would be from the 32nd century. I don't know.
Well,
but
anyway, that went on longer than I expected, this conversation. But
it always does. We always have more to say.
This is how it tends to go.
Yep, it does.
Well,
so
Mike,
we're sorry for the 2 hour. Well, the last episode was 2 hours. That was long. We clearly love Deep Space Nine. We just recapped a 3-hour panel discussion into an hour plus of our own discussion. I don't know. I hope our listeners really understand that we love Star Trek and we have thoughts. We have thoughts, and I'm actually excited. Some things are coming down the road, possibly that, who knows? But I'm excited about going to Las Vegas and doing some meeting people and future of Deep Space.
Meet
Pride,
our three fans.
I think we're up to 4 now. Oh, you know what?
You mean my future husband?
Yes, that too. He may be dressed in cosplay though, so you have to be prepared for that.
I know I can get past that. That might be a deal breaker.
I don't think that's a deal breaker.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Let's not discount options before their options.
Yeah, filter out everyone.
Yeah, let's not filter out anyone yet. But we do have over 200 followers on Instagram now, so that's
okay. You're so much better on social media than I am. I just make the content.
You do make the content, but it is your full-time job, and I do spend a lot more time on Instagram than Twitter, but I'm trying to check in on Twitter when I can. But the problem, the Twitter is just the hellhole of the internet. It really is.
The Twitter? What?
Yeah. Twitter is the hellhole of the internet.
It is. It's
any asshole with an opinion can have a Twitter account and spew shit 24 hours a day. So
I understand. I understand. Trust me.
I know you do. It's my difficulty with with Twitter. But anyway,
Yes.
I still try to check in on there and see if anybody's tweeting at us. But
So anyway, Mike,
yes,
how can our fans contact us?
I was
if they
just
wanna
about to
reach out?
say that. You know what?
You can say no. You tell them.
All right.
You say it.
You can email us at deepspacepride@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the panel, on Q, on Discovery's new uniforms, what you think of Prodigy, Lower Decks. Maybe you paid more attention to the Lower Decks trailer than we did. Probably should go back and watch that again. There's probably
I watched it like twice. Yeah.
There's probably a few Easter eggs in there that we missed. So definitely shoot us an email, or you can message us on Instagram or Twitter at Deep Space Pride. We'd love to engage with you with what limited time we have, given that our lives are super busy.
Apparently.
Well, I mean, mine is.
Mine is. Hello. Well, I'm also not looking after 4 children and 2 dogs right now. So
there, on point, right there.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's your choice. It was your choice.
It was. I'm happy to be an uncle. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good practice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, this has been fun and longer than we expected once again.
Definitely longer than I expected, but it's fine.
We are never short of opinions on Deep Space Pride. We have lots of thoughts. And what's
we
good
didn't
is
even talk about our sponsor, whatever, Fansets. Yes. DS Pride, 10% off. Go buy pins.
Look at you. There you go.
I did the promotion this week.
You did the promotion.
Yes.
We do love I do love Fansets. I know you're not Johnson does not like pins, but
I just don't like things.
Yes.
Thanks,
you have
Fansets.
things though, you just scroll them away.
I do, it's true.
So you can't really say you don't have things.
That's true.
They're just hidden. Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed this romping roundtable of review of the First Contact Day panels. And we look forward to hearing from you. And next time we'll talk about Voyager because Mike will do his homework.
Yes,
and take notes, and then we'll have more thoughts and probably another 2-hour episode. So,
but what episodes are we gonna watch? No one knows. Well, our fans don't know.
Of course, our fans know by now. No, we. So if you want
to drop no hints,
if you want to engage with us on Voyager, we are going to watch Scorpions Part 1 and 2. I am Scorpions Part 1 and 2, and Endgame, the finale of Star Trek Voyager. So. We're going to watch those 4 episodes. I think they're 4 episodes.
So I was trying really hard for the fans that did not know what I was talking about. I was trying really hard to not say Admiral Janeway because
you were doing a really hard job of that.
Not Captain, but other rank.
She looks older, and there's Year of Hell. I guess they could have done Year of Hell. Isn't there a alternate version of Janeway in Year of Hell?
I mean, she's all banged up, but she's not like really older.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean,
anyway, there we are.
Join us next time. We'll talk about Voyager. Until then, thanks for listening. Peace out, everybody. Live long and prosper. Bye.
Bye.
Deep Space Pride is a production of Coconut Media Works. Executive producers Bill Smith and Dan Davidson. For more great Star Trek discussion, discover the other shows of the Trek Geeks Podcast Network at trekgeeks.com or find us in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app.
Coconut